Now, in what is being seen as a mega Jat outreach in poll-bound Uttar Pradesh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone for a new university in Aligarh, which has now been named after noted Jat figure Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh. Prime Minister Modi was welcomed by UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Governor Anandiben Patel as he arrived in Aligarh this morning. He was in fact given a tour of the exhibition models of Aligarh Node, the Defence Industrial Corridor, right before unveiling of the new university. And speaking at that event, Prime Minister Modi lavished praises on Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, saying that under his rule, mafias and goons who used to have a free run earlier are currently now behind bars. Hitting out at the opposition, Prime Minister Modi has said that in the previous regimes, women used to feel unsafe, but the situation has now changed in Uttar Pradesh. He also has slammed corruption in previous regimes, saying that the BJP government in the state was dedicated to development with all honesty. Opposition Samajwadi Party, meanwhile, was quick to hit out at the BJP, saying Yogi government was on its way out.
वो दिन मैं भूल नहीं सकता हूं जब 2017 से पहले गरीबों की हर योजना में यहां रोड़े अटकाए जाते थे। एक एक योजना लागू करने के लिए दर्जनों बार केंद्र की तरफ से चिट्ठी लिखी जाती थी। यूपी के लोग भूल नहीं सकते कि पहले यहां किस तरह के घोटाले होते थे, किस तरह राजकाज को भ्रष्टाचारियों के हवाले कर दिया गया था। एक दौर था जब यहां शासन प्रशासन गुंडों और माफियाओं की मनमानी से चलता था, लेकिन अब वसूली करने वाले, माफिया राज चलाने वाले सलाखों के पीछे है।
अगर ये शब्द प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहे हैं तो प्रधानमंत्री जी को होम डिपार्टमेंट का, और अगर होम डिपार्टमेंट का डेटा नहीं मंगा सकते तो कम से कम डायल 100 का डेटा मंगाना चाहिए और उन्हें देखना चाहिए कि आखिरकार उत्तर प्रदेश में अपराध कौन बढ़ा रहा है, और कम से कम मुख्यमंत्री जी को ये निर्देश देकर के जाएं कि टॉप 10 माफिया उत्तर प्रदेश के कौन हैं, और कम से कम ये तो पता ही होगा, सबको पता है, उत्तर प्रदेश के वो मुख्यमंत्री हैं जिन्होंने अपने मुकदमे वापस लिए हैं।
Now, the opposition is going all out to slam Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath for his Abba Jaan comment. Rahul Gandhi took to Twitter to lash out at Yogi Adityanath, saying that someone who spreads hate can't be called a yogi. Former UP Chief Minister and SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav has now condemned the comment here made by Yogi Adityanath and said that such statements are being made because BJP is aware that they are currently on a losing streak. Opposition parties have now been up in arms against the Yogi Adityanath government at an event in Kushinagar. In fact, Yogi Adityanath was heard saying that those who said Abba Jaan took away ration from the poor. He said that ration meant for the people of Uttar Pradesh was sent to Nepal and Bangladesh instead. Here's what Yogi Adityanath said that has now sent out some political ripples.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार का जाना तय है और इसीलिए सरकार के मुखिया की भाषा बदल गई है। अभी तक ये सरकार नाम बदल रही थी, रंग बदल रही थी, समाजवादियों के काम उन पर अपना नाम लगा रही थी। अब तो दूसरे प्रदेशों के और दुनिया के दूसरे हिस्से से भी फोटो चुरा करके अपना काम बताने में सरकार आगे बढ़ रही है। एक भी काम इस सरकार का वो नहीं है जिसका स्वयं शिलान्यास किया हो, उसका उद्घाटन करने जा रहे हो।
इन लोगों की राजनीति इसी पे टिकी है, लोगों को लड़ाते रहो, कभी अब्बा जान की बात कर लो, कभी ओवैसी की बात कर लो। जब जनता पूछती है भाई स्कूल कहाँ है, मैं तो आम आदमी के रूप में आया था लखनऊ में स्कूल ढूंढने, भाई स्कूल बता दो कहाँ बनवाए। अब्बा जान की बात करेंगे, जरा ये भी तो बोले जो दफनाए गए थे गंगा नदी में वो कौन थे? अब चुनाव में सबको अब्बा जान भी याद आएंगे, सबको अम्मी जान भी याद आएंगी। जब चुनाव नहीं था तो बाकी जो लोग हैं, जरा योगी जी से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, आज की वो तस्वीर है फिरोजाबाद की, जब एक पिता अपने बच्चे को, डेंगू से बीमार बच्चे को साइकिल पे लेके आया है और उसको अस्पताल में बेड नहीं मिला, वो वापस लेके जा रहा है। जरा उसको भी देख लें, उसको देखें और उससे बात करें कौन सा जान याद आ रहा है।
60% ड्रॉप आउट रेट है उत्तर प्रदेश मुसलमानों का, 2% ग्रेजुएट होते हैं, 3% 12th पास करते हैं, और प्रधानमंत्री ग्रामीण आवास योजना में 2017 का, मैं आपका 2017-18 का फिगर दे रहा हूं, कितने घर दिए मुसलमानों को आपने? 10 दिए। पूरे उत्तर प्रदेश को आए कितने? झूठ पे झूठ इनकी, तो ये झूठ है इनका। और फिर जो एनकाउंटर हुए, अगर एक आलाजाद का लड़का गलती से एनकाउंटर हो गया लखनऊ में तो पूरे पुलिस वालों को सस्पेंड कर दिया आपने। तो ये इनकी एक आदत बनी हुई है झूठ बोलने की।
Now let's take a quick listen to exactly what Yogi Adityanath had said that really triggered this massive controversy.
राशन मिल रहा होगा ना आप लोगों को? राशन मिल रहा है राशन। क्या ये राशन 2017 के पहले भी मिलता था? क्योंकि तब तो अब्बा जान कहने वाले राशन हजम कर जाते थे। तब कुशीनगर का राशन नेपाल पहुंच जाता था, बांग्लादेश पहुंच जाता था, और आज कोई इन गरीबों का राशन निकलेगा तो राशन तो नहीं निकल पाएगा, लेकिन जेल जरूर चला जाएगा।
Now, we're looking at Bollywood actor Naseeruddin Shah, who slammed those who use terms like narcotic jihads and Abba Jaan. In an exclusive interview with India Today, consulting editor Rajdeep Sardesai, Naseeruddin Shah there has said he finds such words offensive and revealed that he and his wife never used the word Abba Jaan to address their fathers. In fact, he also defended the remark where he slammed some Indian Muslims for backing the Taliban. Let's take a listen.
You know, it's very interesting that your comments also attracted a lot of attention from right-wing Hindu organizations. They've in fact patted you on the back saying, you know, this is what we want to see. More Muslims should speak up against the Taliban. What do you tell them today?
That more Hindus should speak up against the rising right-wing fanaticism in India. Some moderate Hindus, it's time they spoke up against it, because it's really going a little too far. When we have absurd statements like love jihad and now narcotics jihad being made by a priest who, I don't know under whose influence he said a thing like that. But this is meant to alienate. Or the Abba Jaan statement made by the Chief Minister of UP recently, which is beneath contempt, which is not even worth reacting to. All Muslims do not call them fathers Abba Jaan. I didn't call my father Abba Jaan. I called him Baba, and so did my Hindu wife. Called her father Baba. But this person is what he is. There's no point even reacting to him. But the fact is, his Abba Jaan statement is a continuation of the hate statements he has been spewing all along.
Now, Aam Aadmi Party is all set to mark its footing in Uttar Pradesh ahead of the state assembly polls. The party will flag off its Tiranga Yatra led by Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Singh in Ayodhya today. Speaking exclusively to India Today, Sisodia rejected soft Hindutva charge, saying that they are followers of Lord Ram. He hit out at Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, saying that he betrayed the people of the state and didn't fulfill promises. He's also claimed that there is a secret pact between Chief Minister Yogi and AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi. Just yesterday, both Sisodia and Singh offered prayers at the Ram Janmabhoomi and the Hanuman Gari temple. Ayodhya has been an epicenter in Uttar Pradesh's poll battle, as prior to AAP leaders. We're looking at AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi has visited the holy city now to launch his campaign.
आम आदमी पार्टी अब सॉफ्ट हिंदुत्व बोलिए, हार्ड हिंदुत्व बोलिए, हमारी राजनीति यही है कि दिल में राम रखिए और बगल में संविधान रखिए। मुंह में राम और बगल में छुरी वाली भारतीय जनता पार्टी की राजनीति हम नहीं करते। भारतीय जनता पार्टी का चरित्र रहा है कि जब चुनाव वगैरह आते हैं या उस समय तो बात तो राम की करते हैं, लेकिन बगल में छुरी रखते हैं, खड़े बलात्कारियों के साथ होते हैं, काम करते हो राक्षसों जैसे और नाम लेते हो राम का।
असदुद्दीन ओवैसी खतरा?
मुझे तो नहीं लगता कि कहीं खतरा है। वो योगी जी के मित्र हैं अच्छे, उनकी योगी जी की एक जुगलबंदी चलती रहती है, नूरा कुश्ती चलती रहती है, दिखाने के लिए लड़ते रहते हैं, अंदर पीछे सेटिंग करते रहते हैं।
कोरोना महामारी के समय में 2.25 करोड़ की जनसंख्या वाली दिल्ली में 26,000 लोगों ने दम तोड़ दिया। उस दौरान अरविंद केजरीवाल की पार्टी के नेता ऑक्सीजन की दलाली में व्यस्त रहे। उस दल के मनीष सिसोदिया और संजय सिंह कालनेमी और मारिच की तरह उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता को ठगने के लिए मंदिर मंदिर घूम रहे हैं और तिरंगा यात्रा और संकल्प यात्रा निकालने की बात कर रहे हैं। लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता योगी आदित्यनाथ की सरकार के साथ है, क्योंकि योगी आदित्यनाथ की सरकार ने विकास किया है, गांव गरीब किसान के लिए काम किया है।
Now, the new engineering syllabus for BTech students in Madhya Pradesh would feature Lord Ram. As per the new curriculum here, courses starting this season, this academic session would have optional subject of applied philosophy of Sri Ramcharitmanas. The subject would teach about engineering qualities of Lord Ram through a topic called construction of the Ram Setu Bridge as unique example of engineering by Lord Ram. First year graduation courses in MP will have epics like the Mahabharata and the Ramcharitmanas, in addition to yoga and meditation as part of their syllabus under the new Education Policy 2020. Congress, meanwhile, has now raised objections to the government's decision. The opposition party has further demanded that Quran be added in the syllabus now as well, in what seems like a jibe at the Shivraj government.
जिसको भगवान राम के चरित्र से सीखना है या उनके उस समकालीन कोई निर्माण कार्य को समझना है, तो हमारे ऐच्छिक सब्जेक्ट में लेकर वो BA BCom BSc के साथ साथ वो विषय पढ़ सकता है। तो जो हमारे दर्शन शास्त्र के व्याख्याता है या हिंदी के व्याख्याता, वो उसको उस तरह की शिक्षा उपलब्ध कराएंगे। और इसके पीछे भाव ये है कि हमारे गौरवशाली अतीत को अगर सामने ला करके उसमें योग्य तरीके से बात की जा सकती है, तो उसमें कोई गुरेज नहीं होना चाहिए, किसी को परेशानी भी नहीं होना चाहिए।
Here's some big breaking news coming in. Sachin pilot camp Congress MLA Ved Prakash Solanki levels some grave allegations. Solanki says that attempts were being made to honey trap them. Ved Prakash Solanki, considered staunch pilot loyalist, says that he had given a complaint to the Jaipur police around 2 months ago that attempts were being made to honey trap them, but the police refused to register the complaint. In fact, Congress MLA Solanki says that he cannot say whether the honey trap attempts were made by a faction in the Congress party or the BJP. When asked on who he really considers is responsible here, when Home Ministry is with Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, Solanki said that it is for the police now to investigate this matter further. Solanki said, when you come into politics, one should be prepared for all kinds of tactics, and honey trap is one of them. Here's the big news coming in. We're looking at Sachin Pilot's close aide who accuses that there have been attempts being made to honey trap some of the Congress members. Sachin Pilot camp Congress MLA Ved Prakash Solanki now levels these allegations, saying attempts are being made to honey trap him and a few others. In fact, Solanki further goes on to say that he has given a complaint to the Jaipur police about 2 months ago, but yet the police has refused to register a complaint with this regard. The Congress MLA Solanki further goes on to say that he can't really point out whether this honey trap attempt is being made by a faction within the Congress party or the BJP. And when asked on who he considers responsible when the Home Ministry itself is with Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, Solanki says that it is for the police now to investigate this matter further. Here's some big news coming in from West Bengal. BJP Bengal MP Arun Singh has been targeted yet again. Arun Singh's residence in North 24 Parganas district has now once again been attacked by crude bombs a week after the first incident was reported. The crude bomb attack has been caught on CCTV cameras. Arjun Singh says that the two successive attacks proved that attackers backed by West Bengal police and ruling TMC, Arjun Singh's son, BJP MLA Pawan Singh, has said that bomb attacks were aimed at deterring his father from performing his duty as a BJP observer in Bhawanipur Assembly constituency, where Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is locked in a pole fight with BJP's Priyankas Complaint. On 8th of September, several crude bombs were hurled outside Singh's house. In fact, 3 crude bombs were hurled outside his house at that point in time. One of those even hit the entrance gate of the house. Though none were injured, the incident has certainly sparked a political row in Bengal. The MP has now demanded an NIA probe into the matter. Now, a day after filing her nomination, BJP's Bhawanipur candidate Priyankas Complaint has filed a complaint against West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. She writes a letter to the poll officer claiming that Mamata has not disclosed pending criminal cases against herself in the affidavit. The letter also listed links of news articles as proof related to the criminal cases against Mamata Banerjee. As per the BJP, the alleged cases were filed against Mamata in Assam. However, TMC is now yet to comment on the allegations made by the opposition party. Earlier yesterday, a 41-year-old BJP candidate had filed her nomination papers. She was one of the petitioners in BJP's council in the post-poll violence, the cases that were filed in the Kolkata High Court. In fact, the by-poll in Bhawanipur, Mamata Bastion, is a do-or-die battle now for the West Bengal Chief Minister to keep her seat. Mamata has to win the September 30th if she really wants to continue as the Chief Minister. The voting of Bhawanipur by-polls will be held on the September 30th and results to be announced on the 3rd of October. Now, no end to centre versus state showdown in Bengal. State Assembly Speaker Biman Banerjee has now summoned officials of the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate for filing a charge sheet in the Narada sting case against 3 sitting MLAs without seeking his permission. Notices have been sent to CBI, DSP and an ED Assistant Director who have been asked to appear before the Speaker on the 22nd of September. In fact, remember, TMC ministers Firhad Hakim, Subrata Mukherjee and MLA Madan Mitra were arrested by the CBI in the Narada case back in May. Charge sheet has been filed against both of them. In fact, we're looking at the CBI and the ED actively pursuing this case, investigating the matter, while the Bengal Speaker's summons now to the central probe agencies comes right at a time when the ED has again summoned Bengal Law Minister Moloy Ghatak in the coal theft, the probe that's currently underway, while CBI quizzed Bengal Industry Minister Partha Chatterjee in the I-Core Ponzi scam. Meanwhile, India today has learned that Moloy Ghatak will not appear before the Enforcement Directorate in Delhi and has requested to appear via video conferencing or to be examined in Kolkata. Now, Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh has hit out at agitating farmer unions and accused them of causing economic losses to the state. Curiously, a miffed Amarinder Singh said that protesters can do whatever they want to do in Haryana and Delhi, but should not cause losses in Punjab. Singh reminded the farm protesters about Punjab government support, enabling them to lay siege in the national capital. Reacting to it, Haryana Home Minister Anil Vij has slammed the Punjab Chief Minister, calling this remark as an open provocation to indulge in violence in other states. He, in fact, has claimed that Captain's statement proves that he wants to disrupt peace of neighbouring states. Earlier on Sunday, Punjab Congress President Navjot Singh Sidhu wrote to Chief Minister Amarinder Singh, asking him to take necessary action upon the demands raised by the farmer unions regarding cancellations of FIRs.
और वो भी मैं अपने किसान वीरां ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਧਰਤੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪਿੰਡ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲੋਕ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਭੈਣ ਭਰਾ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ। ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਵਿਗਾੜੀਏ। ਉੱਥੇ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰੋ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ। ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਲਿਆਉਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਲਿਆਓ, ਮਨਾਓ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ, लेकिन इत्थे पंजाब की डिवेलपमेंट वाला ਆਪਾਂ ਝਾਕੀਏ। पंजाब की आबादी वध रही है, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ डिवेलपमेंट की लोड़ है सन। इस करके मैं आस करदा है कि मेरी गल ਮੰਨਣਗੇ और इस ਕੰਮ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਦੇ ਕੇ अपने पंजाब ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀ ਗੱਲ नहीं होने देनी।
पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री श्री अमरिंदर सिंह जी का किसानों को ये कहना कि हरियाणा में और दिल्ली में जाके जो मर्जी करो, पंजाब में मत करो, बहुत ही गैर जिम्मेदाराना बयान है। इसका मतलब ये है कि तुम अपने पड़ोसी राज्य हरियाणा की और दिल्ली की शांति को भंग करना चाहते हो। इसका मतलब ये भी है कि किसानों को उकसाने का काम अमरिंदर सिंह जी ने ही किया है।